Welcome friends. In this module, we will take a look at the construction financing in India, understand its different aspects and their functioning. So, let's begin. The term real estate is defined as land, including the air above it and the ground below it, and any buildings or structures on it. It is also referred to as realty. It covers residential housing, commercial offices, trading spaces such as theaters, hotels and restaurants, retail outlets, industrial buildings such as factories and government buildings. Real estate involves the purchase, sale and development of land, residential and non-residential buildings. The main players in the real estate market are the landlords, developers, builders, real estate agents, tenants, buyers, etc. The activities of the real estate sector encompass the housing and construction sectors also. The construction finance methodology therefore provides the framework for emerging and established contractors and developers to tackle contracts that extend their capabilities. Approval of construction finance depends on the assessed viability of a specific project or contract, and provision of finance facilities is closely tied to certified project income. Although past financial performance of the contractor and developer is taken into account, financing is not as reliant on a strong financial history or a detailed projected business performance as is the case of other types of business financing. There are multiple constraints in obtaining construction finance, such as lack of multi-year financial record, no security provision, and irregular contract record. Financial institutions can also assess the contract-by-contract viability to provide the finances. Now let's understand how you can opt for construction finance. To begin with, locate and purchase a building site. Next, purchase a house plan or have one custom designed. Once you are ready with your house plan, find a builder and obtain a contract specifying the price for construction. Thereafter, inquire with your bank regarding a construction loan that could possibly roll over into a permanent mortgage upon completion of the house. Subsequently, check with mortgage companies. Many offer hybrid loan packages for construction of custom homes and apply for the loan at your chosen lender. Post this, include a financial statement filled out on the lender's form, blueprints, a survey of the lot, a construction budget, and any other information of this type that the lender requests. Lastly, request a construction advance schedule that matches your obligations to the builder so that you don't suffer cash flow difficulties during construction. Now, let's take a look at various construction financing sources in India. Well, traditionally, commercial banks are the construction financing source. Commercial banks provide single-family short-term and a limited number of long-term loans. They are generally the largest construction lenders on multi-family and commercial projects. They also make short-term loans to mortgage banks and to real estate investment trusts, REITs. The second more important source is savings and loan associations. Savings and loan associations are the largest of all lenders in both construction and permanent or long-term loans on single-family housing. They also make a considerable number of construction loans for multi-family residences such as apartment houses and condominiums. The next source is mutual savings banks. Mutual savings banks are generally located within the northeastern United States. Their mortgage investments are generally concentrated in single-family permanent mortgages. They tend to make only a limited number of construction loans, but do make long-term loans to mortgage bankers and to real estate investment trusts, which in turn make construction loans. The fourth construction financing source is mortgage banking companies. They make a significant number of loans for construction and land development, but are mainly intermediaries between borrowers and lenders. The next source is life insurance companies. They do a minimum amount of temporary construction lending. Their principal commitments are long-term loans on commercial and multifamily projects. Moving ahead with the next construction financing source, real estate investment trusts. These trusts provide long-term mortgages on commercial and multifamily projects and a limited amount of construction loans. The next construction financing source is government agencies. Approximately every sixth house built in the United States is financed by the GI loan program. The Veterans Administration (VA) makes construction loans on housing for veterans, their dependents, and other beneficiaries of deceased veterans. The Federal Housing Administration (FHA) insures mortgage loans made by approved lending institutions. However, FHA does not lend money. Lastly, there are other sources of loans also. There are miscellaneous sources of loans which should not be overlooked, like individuals, syndicates, service organizations, and community housing authorities. Lenders need assurance that a contractor is financially responsible, of good character and reputation, and able to carry out the work stipulated in the specifications and construction documents. A full financial statement from the contractor stating his or her assets and liabilities, investments, property owned, life insurance, and other pertinent information, including a credit report, is generally requested by the lender. In addition, a complete set of drawings, plans, and specifications, as well as the names of the subcontractors and their specific tasks, are also generally required. A newly constructed home can be financed in three ways. First is builder finance construction. Next is separate construction loans and permanent mortgages. And last one is combination construction permanent mortgages. Let's take a quick look at each of them. This is the simplest approach with important advantages to the buyer, including not having to worry about builder's financial capacity or the complexities involved in the alternatives discussed below. Construction loans usually run for 6 months to a year and carry an adjustable interest rate that resets monthly or quarterly. The margin will be well above that on a permanent ARM. In addition to points and closing costs, lenders charge a construction fee to cover their costs in administering the loan. In shopping construction loans, one must take account of all of these dimensions of the price. Some lenders, primarily commercial banks, will only make construction loans. Others will only make combination loans, and some will do it either way. Note: interest on construction loans is deductible as soon as construction begins for a period up to 24 months, provided that at the end of the period you occupy the house as your residence. The major talking point of the combination loan is that the buyer only has to shop once and has to pay only one set of closing costs. The danger, however, is that the buyer will overpay for the permanent mortgage because the arrangement has limited his options. Lenders offering combination loans typically will credit some of the fees paid for the construction loan towards the permanent loan. The lender might charge 4 points for the construction loan. Comparing current price quotes on the permanent loans by the various combination lender doesn't matter much because the actual price won't be set until the house is built, and at that point, the combination lender has an incentive to overcharge. If the combination lender insists that you will take the market price, it is time to bail out and go for 2 loans. All in all, India is yet to build a robust institutional regulatory framework from a risk management perspective in the construction finance sector. Construction financing lies at the intersection of 3 priority areas for the development of emerging economy like India. The strengthening of domestic financial systems, the financing of one of the largest asset classes in the economy, and provision of a critical social good. The major areas of risk experienced in the construction financing process are legal regulatory, market risks, demand factors and competition, credit risk, borrower and collateral, operations risk for lending enterprises, interest rate risk, and liquidity risk. There are two ways we can defend our losses. First is making good loan decisions, and the second one is managing the assets effectively, with risk sharing entities coming last. Credit risk insurance is only activated after the lender has done everything possible to avoid a loss of the loan. With this, we have seen and understood the Indian construction finance industry and its functioning.